Hi everyone, I'm Becky with Springing Art. Thank you so much for being here today. Today's video is going to be about using different DIY plates to increase the length of time that we have to work with our botanicals. So I really have a problem when I'm working with the botanicals of the paint drying too fast on the gel plate, and by the time I get the botanicals placed, the paint is dry. I can't get a print. Well, I found this lady on YouTube from Germany named Ashray. Her channel is Ashray Makes on YouTube. And she has done a variety of experiments making gel plates herself. And the DIY gel plates are relatively easy to make, but then she has the same problem. The paints dry very quickly. So what can she do to make the paints dry more slowly? And so she's created a vegan gel plate without gel in it because the gelatin pulls the fluid from the plate and from the paint, and that's one of the reasons that the paint dries so quickly. So with the vegan plates without the gelatin in them, they have some of the same properties of being gel-like and making a good impression and releasing well and giving a great print, but they don't dry the paints out as quickly. So in this video, I'm using one of her vegan plates. I have that noted in the beginning of the video about the YouTube video that shows that the making of that plate. And what I'm showing you here is real time, how long it's taking me to put my paints on, put my botanicals on, and get prints. And I think that you'll see that I have quite a lot of time in between placing my paint down, rolling it out, putting the paints on, and we've still got open time. What I'm using is Akua Liquid Pigments. I started using Akua inks in the Intaglio version, and those are made with soy and they will not dry out until they're absorbed on paper. So on the gel plate, they will stay open forever. When I switched to using the Liquid Pigments by Akua, because I'm going to be doing a printing class with a printer who uses the liquid pigments, I found that they dried out very quickly, faster than the acrylic inks actually. So I decided to try to use the Akua Liquid Pigments on the DIY vegan gel plates to see whether that would allow them to stay open long enough to allow me to make some decent prints. So you saw that I spread the ink onto the plate, and now I'm placing the botanicals on there. If you want, you can go back. I have not actually done this. If you want, you can go back and actually see how long these stay open. But I think you'll get the idea just by watching. And I'm not intentionally taking a long time. This is just my regular procedure. As I said, this is real time. I'm only showing you the full process on one or two of the prints because I wanted you to see how long I'm actually taking. I'm just going over the paper at this point in time, pressing down on my botanicals so that I can get as much of the open paint off onto this piece of paper as possible. I like to have a really clean negative and a clean positive. And we'll check and make sure. And that's a good negative there. And you can see on the plate, there's not very much paint left on the plate. So I'm going to take my botanicals off. And I'm going to place another piece of paper on and pick up this positive. And you can see I've got a nice positive print on that. And I've got a ghost print left. I'm not sure whether I'm going to pull that or not. Yep, looks like I will. I couldn't find my Baron, so I'm just using a bottle to gently smooth this paper over the ghost. Got a little bit there. That'll be nice. So we're spreading out some ink, getting ready for another print. And we're going to go ahead and place the botanicals on there. These are mostly just weeds that I went out in the yard and picked. And again, we're going to carefully go over the leaves and the stems to make sure that we get all of the paint off of the negative areas. And in between the fern fronds and the grasses. Needed to pick up a little bit more ink there in that corner. I often forget my corners and my edges. Okay, nice negative. And it looks like we've gotten most of the paint off of the plate. So we can pull our botanicals. And we'll go ahead and print this positive. So hopefully you can see through the prints that I've made that the vegan gel plate that I have made myself keeps the paint, the Akua inks open for quite a long time, long enough to do prints of botanicals and get some excellent prints out of them. Thank you guys for visiting with me today. I appreciate it. And I'll be sharing some more videos with the Akua inks as soon as possible. Have a great day. Bye.